Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be talking about RPA, robotic process automation. So robotic process automation is software that uses virtual bots to automate manual and repetitive tasks with digital systems. RPA bots are designed to mimic human behavior and follow predetermined rules and instructions to perform tasks. So an RPA bot is a bot that is a bot in terms of RPA is a virtual robot that performs automated tasks and interacts with digital systems. These bots are at the heart of the RPA technology, and all they essentially do is mimic human behavior. These bots can also be integrated to use data sources from various places. The key characteristics of RPA: they're rule-based. They're only as good as the rules that you provide them. They're non-invasive. They're made to work on the system that they are, have been installed on and integrated with. It isn't a separate system on its own. They are task-orientated. They follow the instructions you've given them to a T based on the rules that you've provided. Most of the RPA tools that have been designed and created for us to use and create these bots are designed to be user-friendly. Generally, it's a drag and drop, decide, okay, I just want you to pull this specific field and copy it and place it somewhere else. And it's really intuitive and fun to play around with. The last characteristics I'll be discussing is the scalability. RPA can be highly scalable depending on the tasks that you want it to do. They can also be integrated with AI and machine learning to improve and automate processes such as data collection and cleaning of data and actually processing it. The most common use cases are data extraction. This is where RPA bots have been written to pull data from emails, documents, all sorts of places on the internet and any web form. As they function on as a user, they can basically scrape information off of any website and document that there is. They can also be used to validate data that they've collected against a specific set of rules to see whether or not the data that you've collected is actually accurate or clean and usable in whatever information collection process that you have and what you need the data for. They also do data manipulation based on your rules. For example, if you're pulling a specific date of an invoice off of a regular invoice that gets emailed to you, and you want to place it in a database, but it needs to be in a specific format, you can have it do that for you. And that also comes to data entry, as you just feed it the data and then it can place it wherever you want it across various systems, even though you only place it in one place, and then you run the bot just to complete the task that you've given it. The data storage and retrieval, this is also covered within the data entry, as I just explained. The benefits of using this for data entry and processing. Us as humans tend to make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, RPA robots are not perfect either. Systems change and issues can occur, but to keep your process more secure in terms of actually collecting the data correctly and placing it correctly, it's more efficient and more accurate. The cost savings comes from where you'd have somebody actually sit and pull this information and input it. You can just run a bot to do that, freeing up that person's time to work on something more productive. This brings us to the drawbacks of RPA. Its limited cognitive abilities make that, for example, if a page were to be updated or changed, the robot would struggle to find what it was specifically looking for, or what it was specifically looking for previously, because somebody decided to update the name of a field. And it lacks that ability to make that decision, like, this is still the same field, somebody just renamed it. Their dependence on stable and structured systems. If a system, for example, were to stutter for a second, it might skip a step and would not be able to complete that specific task as it previously could, if there was just a small hiccup in the system. The integration challenges, not all user interfaces and systems allow for the use of RPA bots. It makes it quite difficult. And the fact that systems are constantly evolving and changing also provides a whole another case of difficulty. And lastly, security risks. Because RPA bots may need to access sources of information across various platforms, they would need to keep secrets and all sorts of credentials that you wouldn't otherwise want somebody getting access to. So this provides another security risk that somebody could get this information unless you've set it up correctly. And all these can be prevented through proper planning and implementation, but unfortunately, this is not always the case. Mistakes happen.